Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how I do a manicure with glass tools. Very simple stuff, and the cuticle pusher. And today we're going to use Catrice polish called Dancing Queen. I love that song, by the way. ABBA, no? ABBA. And the power gel, 2-in-1 base coat and top coat. So a couple of the nails are in a bit of a bad condition, not too bad, but a little bit, so I'll show you what I would do. And these two I'm going to use a hardener underneath just to kind of save them, because they're actually quite flexible, and this is what's happening when they grow a little bit longer. They tend to crack a little bit because of the flexibility. Okay, so I'm going to shorten them first. I do recommend doing manicures when you're doing them yourself once a week. You have best results when they're done once a week, because the nails don't get too long, the skin around the nails doesn't have a chance to overgrow, and just generally I find that this works the best. So that's what I recommend. Obviously in the salon it's a different situation. People don't come back every week. So I sometimes use different tools, different methods, but this is what I would do if I was doing my own nails once a week. So there was some peeling, and my mom was saying that she got this peeling from probably hitting something. She remembers hitting. And this nail usually, because the finger is the longest, so when, you know, people are doing washing something or counters, this nail always gets kind of a hurt. So because this area is peeled and we can't really fix it, and if we put polish on top of it, it's just going to peel, I would personally just remove the peeling. This file is very, very gentle. And then we're just going to seal everything with a base coat. And when nails are like this, and they are a little bit cracked or something like that, or peeling, then it's best to make them as short as possible. This is going to be a very simple manicure, because even the nail polish is going to be very easy to apply. These kind of shimmery colors are very, very forgiving. They hide a lot of imperfections. And Catrice has a very good brushes, and the polishes are very affordable, so I definitely recommend them. The nail bed on this nail is much longer, as you can see. So I'm going to actually leave this nail a little bit longer because once they're polished, they're going to look more even. Same thing with this nail. So the nail bed is a little bit shorter. So that's just how it is with some nails. Okay, so I'm going to use Blue Cross, which I put in this handy little bottle. I'm going to just drop it on the nail and spread it a little bit. Okay, so I left it for to soak in for about a minute, and now it is important to remove this product, so I'm going to just spray it with water because it's a very alkaline product, so left on the skin it's going to irritate the skin. So if you're doing your nails, it's best to do one hand at a time. Okay, I'm going to use this cuticle stick. To remove the cuticle. So I do these little, almost like little circles. This has a really nice edge. So what I'm doing now is I'm removing cuticle. What I'm not doing is I'm not going to be cutting the proximal nail fold. So this part of the skin here, up to here, is a living skin, and that's a proximal nail fold. And the cuticle is this part that I just removed. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing back the proximal nail fold now, and now removing the cuticle. This white stuff here is a cuticle. This is torn skin, not cuticle. This is part of living skin. And sometimes when people have the proximal nail fold overgrown, cutting it is not a good solution. It's best to push it back on a regular basis, almost like every day, and apply lots of good quality creams and oils, and that skin will become much more flexible and won't be stuck to the nail anymore, and eventually it will shrink back to like a very nice and healthy look. So now I'm going to take the edge and just clean up whatever's left. But with this part of the manicure stick has a abrasive surface, so just be very careful that you don't really file the nail with it. So just be gentle. Nail care and skincare is so important. People very often forget about that. They think that manicure can do a lot, which, you know, it definitely can, but what clients or what people are doing every single day with their nails, how they care for them, is what makes the biggest difference. So there is no miracles here. It's just daily care. And now I'm going to trim this little torn skin because it's just going to tear further if it's left behind. So I'm just going to, it's not bleeding or anything, but I'm just going to lift it as far as I can and just gently trim it. So it's good to have these nippers because you can then use them for accidents like that. But it's not a good idea to be trimming the living skin. Okay, so this is very unfortunate. I can't do more because I'm going to cause bleeding. And we definitely don't want that. So now I'm going to put the cuticle remover on this hand, on these nails. Okay, and in the meantime, I'm going to go back to this hand. And I prefer to do this with the file. Just kind of, I fit it flat and just exfoliate the skin a little bit around the nail because I find this prevents these accidents from happening. But obviously, if the skin is dry, you just have to use good quality creams. I have them in our Amazon store. Check out the link if you're interested. I have some good ideas there, what I recommend using. So when the skin is very damaged and cracked, it just needs to be protected more and not filed more. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a Mavala hardener on these two nails because they are quite flexible. Yeah, very, very flexible. Well, not super flexible, but quite flexible. So little circles like this, because this way you're not kind of shoving all that cuticle underneath that proximal nail fold, you're just kind of moving it. You're kind of loosening it up. See, little circles like this. Not sure if you can see it. Okay, that's perfect. And now I'm going to use the hardener now. I'm going to wipe the nails with prep. Oops. Make sure that I get into the corners as well, and that I do the cream and oil after the manicure, because I like to work on dry nails. And I'm going to use this hardener on a few of the nails that are quite flexible. So this one needs to be used very, very thin. It's almost like a water kind of liquid. From the center down. Make sure you don't touch the skin. The thumbs are quite hard and thick, so we don't need that. These nails are a little flexible as well. So this one has dimethylurea. It's a really nice hardener. And it should be ideally used once every couple days or 3 days. 2 to 3 times per week, made by in Switzerland. And then to maintain it, you space it out then. So we're gonna let this dry. They say to let it dry for about a minute. I find that it takes sometimes a little bit longer than a minute for the product to dry. They also recommend drying it as your fingers are pointing down, just so it doesn't, the product doesn't flow into the skin, so it doesn't touch the skin. So we're gonna let that dry and then do the polish. So this is the base coat and top coat. It's quite slow drying, I have to say. So this is really nice. The lid comes off, but that's okay. The brushes on these polishes are fantastic as well. Grab a small amount. I applied the base coat quite thin, with quite a lot of pressure on the brush. As you can see, the bristles spread as I'm applying it. Usually it takes about 2 minutes for the base coat to dry. I like to dry the polishes between the coats. So we're gonna give it another minute to make sure that this dries well. As you can see, this is quite sheer. So these type of polishes are very easy to apply, because you don't see the brush strokes, you don't see the imperfections. I mean, still try to polish as good as you can, but if you're new and if you like these colors, these are good colors to learn with. The brushes make a very, very big difference in the application and in the end result, for sure. These are amazing brushes. This color would also be nice over like a nude color if you wanted like more of a coverage, or like a peachy color. Okay, and I'm going to let them dry for 5 minutes or so. 4.5 minutes. And these nails are, yeah, they're good. I mean, the coat was quite thin, so partially because of that, but it looks like it's drying. And this coat can be a little bit thicker. I floated on a little bit more. Such a nice color. It's nice because this has like a pinkish kind of base, this color, so it gives the nails a nice healthy look. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna let them dry for 5 minutes again. Okay, 6 minutes. They're still a little tacky, but not bad actually. Not dry, but I mean, if you could let them dry for another 5 minutes, why not? Okay, so we're gonna use again the power gel as the top coat because it's base coat and top coat. The application of this top coat, base coat is actually quite good. It has a very nice texture. It's not too thin, not too thick. It doesn't pull. Feels like you can have a good control over it. And this for sure is going to need 10 minutes. So let's give them 10 minutes to dry, at least. So it's been 7.5 minutes, and they're not bad. I mean, they're not fully dry, but they definitely are ready for oil. I'm gonna use this one. This one has a beautiful smell. So this one is peach vanilla. I like these little droppers. Okay, today we're gonna use this one, pomegranate and fig. It's a really, really good smell.